Hey guys, my name is Brendan and I wanted to do a review of my MSI GS66. So I got this laptop last year in December, which was this laptop was the most current model of the generation. I believe there is actually a newer updated version of this now. So let me zoom out like that, yeah. But yeah, so I've had it for literally actually a year now and figured it was time to do a review and what my thoughts were. So originally when I bought this laptop, I was skeptical of it. It's my first gaming laptop. I had a PS4, Xbox. You know, I was always a console gamer before this. And naturally I was skeptical about just changing the PC crowd. It's just a very large change and but decided to make the leap. So it was either laptop or desktop build. For me, I wanted to do laptop for the portability standpoint, and just the ease of if playing games in my living room or in my bedroom or wherever I want to play games, or when we travel, which I like to say we travel a lot, but either way, when we're out and about and I have time to watch movies, play games, whatever it is, I have my laptop to do that. I was nervous because the PC gaming laptop segment is generally, just based on reviews I've read, unreliable. So very nervous about it. So I ended up opting for the MSI. I bought it from Best Buy, and I also bought a 2-year warranty with it. Knock on wood, I have not had to do anything to it actually. From a repair standpoint, it's actually ran really, really well. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. So yeah, let's just talk about it a little bit about my thoughts. So you can see on the top here, I actually put like a carbon cover across the top. I just don't like, when my fingerprints and just, your sweat or whatever that stains the top of the lid. It just doesn't look great, and this hides it really well, and it looks really nice. So definitely a big fan of that. You'll notice that it is sitting on a cooling pad. That is a needed upgrade for this laptop. Unfortunately, it does get really, really hot. So typically when I'm playing games, before I added this cooling pad, which has helped a lot. Before I added this cooling pad, it was sitting at almost 80 degrees playing games on like AAA titles. Like recently, Battlefield 2042 is a game I've been playing a lot, and so yeah, I opted to get this, and it has helped. So helped a lot, I should say. Where the fans run on like a medium speed, and it's not super loud. It's still hot to the touch for sure, but definitely usable, and really you just don't notice anymore. Okay. So yeah, just a big note there. Now it's running at about I would say anywhere from 65 to 70 degrees, which is definitely an acceptable tolerance, just based on, again, my research of really desktops too, because desktops you really don't know if they're hot other than what the screen tells you, because you can't actually feel it. Laptops you can feel it because they're sitting on your lap. So yeah, you can see I've got a couple plugs on the side. The one thing I like about this cooling pad is it's got some space in between, so I can tuck cords in there when I'm moving it around. So back to the laptop. So I played quite a few games on it now, and we'll just go ahead and start her up for you guys. All right, so you can see I've got my YouTube channel pulled up, but so yeah, this is what it looks like. First off, the screen quality is fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's very, very smooth, quick, easy on your eyes. It has a lot of very nice settings that you can kind of change it to be easier on your eyes, but I generally, as it sits currently, very nice. So you'll see here we have the keyboard and the mouse section of the laptop. So here's the specs of the laptop. So you can see it's got a 10th gen Intel Core i7, and then a GeForce RTX 2070 16 gigabytes of RAM. That I would probably upgrade to 32 gigabytes RAM. I have not done that yet, but I think part of the overheating, based again on my research, is the lack of RAM. So it's I believe that it's either the GPU or CPU. One of them's running hot because it's working really hard to push all the memory through that 16 gigabytes. So if I upgrade that, I think that'll alleviate that. 1 terabyte of storage, which has definitely been enough for me. Generally, I just remove games and add them as I need them, especially with cloud-based gaming and whatnot. And I just have higher internet speeds where I live now, so it's not a huge issue. I'm sorry about that, guys. Hard to read. And then video memory, 8 gigabytes. So then another couple cool features: cooler boost, Trinity. It's just basically just a new version of their fans. Supposedly they're quieter than the previous generation. It does have Thunderbolt, which you can actually see I do use that for another monitor here. SteelSeries RGB, that would be the keyboard, which is really cool. You can actually set this to change a multitude of different colors. You could pick each key to select a color. I've got it where it just rotates kind of like a wave. I think that's actually what it's called. It's just a wave of colors going through it. I love it. It's bright. You can see it at all times of the day. And it's a really cool feature. It's actually something I really wanted when I was buying a laptop. I was like, dude, I gotta have RGB. So I bought RGB. High-res audio. So I don't know where they get the high-res audio. So the speakers are right here. And to be honest, they're pretty horrible speakers. Yeah, I mean, they're just really dull, quiet. They're just, yeah, they definitely could be a lot better than they are. So unfortunately, I am disappointed with the speakers on the laptop. However, I do use just a gaming headset when I'm playing, so I wasn't too worried about that. I knew that when I was buying it as well. But generally, speaker quality on a lot of laptops isn't amazing, especially if you're looking for, well, really anything. And you can add speakers to the sides as time goes on. So, and then obviously gaming headset. 99.9 watt hours of battery. That is a massive battery. It's actually the limit to fly on a plane. So if I went to 100 watt hours, I'd have to get FAA approval to do that. And this thing sucks through that battery very quickly. So another downside is this thing, unless you turn off a lot of features, it generally, you'll get maybe 4 to 5 hours of battery on like battery saving mode. My experience anyways. So it's yeah, I mean, it's a huge battery and this thing just sucks through it. So talk a little bit about the specs here. It has it has 2 fans. Actually, no, I'm sorry, 3 fans. And there's an intake vent here, which I actually kind of like that. So you're not sucking up, like, for me, I have a dog, and my previous laptops, which weren't for gaming, but either way, they had like intake vents on the side and hair would just stick to it or whatever it is. It was really annoying. So intake vent is on the top, and then you have vents on the side and the back where it just exhales all that heat, and there's a lot. And it actually gets really hot right in this area here when we're playing games. And then on the bottom of it is another vent, and that's why I opted to get this. So this doesn't work for all laptops unless they have. The reason I decided to do this is because I knew it had the vents on the bottom, and it does help a lot. So anywho, here I'll show you the feature real quick. So if you got the little FN controls here, and you got your keyboard controls on the top here, just go through them real quick. I believe this is for a second monitor to activate the screen. This is to turn off your mouse, so that way if you're using an external mouse, you can lock out the mouse pad that you're currently on the computer. This one, let's see, I'm not sure what that one is. Let's see. Turn off your camera. So if you're worried about that. Airplane mode. This one's interesting. It puts a little, see that there? It puts a crosshair in the middle of your screen. So obviously a gaming laptop, so you're always centered. I'm assuming that's probably adjustable for your games, but I really don't mess with that at all. Interesting feature. This little arrow also, I do not know what that one is. And then this one's your fan. So if you give this a listen, this is cooler boost is what they call it. Anyways, so if you turn this on, don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty loud. So by me getting this cooling pad, it's literally never had to use the cooler boost. It just stays on a medium function where you basically don't notice the fans. So huge tip, if you're buying this laptop or really any laptop that has cooling out the bottom, I really recommend getting a cooling pad. Can't say it enough. This is for the SteelSeries RGB, so you can adjust the colors to different types on your keyboard, brightness, and that's about it. So everything else is pretty much generic here, and like I said, it's a pretty stout laptop. So going to the screen here, let's look at just some of the features. So first off, you get the MSI Dragon Center. Super cool product here. I actually like it a lot. It's clean, easy to understand, especially for someone new like myself. So yeah, 3 fans right here shows what's active. So I've only got 1 rolling right now. When you turn cooler boost on, all 3 roll at max speed. It's pretty high. Shows your storage level, CPU usage, GPU usage, free up memory. You click that, it frees up some, I believe this is your RAM memory that's being used just from unneeded applications. Just a bunch of things, and then of course your temperatures. So right now it's running cool because I'm not doing anything on it. So you got a couple user modes here. Extreme performance. So just like it says, it's basically sets all your settings to max settings. So that way, when you're playing a AAA game or a high performance game that requires a lot of your computer's ability, it will not struggle. And it, for me, you can toggle all these settings yourself, and you don't really need to use that. But it's a really easy way just to quickly select that and go to playing your game. But I always just keep it on balanced. Silent, which is just that. It keeps your fans at a low level. This is not for gaming. Or if it is, it's for like almost little app games, stuff like that, because your computer is not cooling very much. Super battery is just another way of saying how it saves your battery if you're out and about at a coffee shop or something and you don't have a way to plug it in. And then user is where you can customize your settings. Go to general settings here. You can select hotkeys and what they do and how they're turned on. So just like that webcam one, it is turned on, and you can edit some of these keys as well. So the crosshair one, like we were talking about, you can edit that. Monitor, again, so that's where we just were. True color, this is where you can change the actual display colors. I keep it on sRGB. It looks best and just does well with my eyes anyways. Game highlights, don't really use that. And then Mystic Light, this is where you can adjust different colors of external devices for MSI gear. Don't have any MSI gear, so don't know how that works. And then noise cancellation, which actually you can noise cancel somehow on the computer, just beyond me, but it somehow does noise canceling on the computer. But you can also enable it to do noise canceling for if you have a external mic or whatever it is. Typically those come with their own application though. And then you got a couple other just general areas where you can go, and it shows you some info about your computer here. I also recommend keeping your max charge to balanced or best for life, so that way your battery lasts as long as possible. I can imagine that size of a battery is not cheap to replace, so whenever that comes up, it's going to be expensive. So if I can make it last as long as possible, I will. So I keep it here right now just because I'm not plugged in. So yeah, this is Dragon Center. Cool little app. Not a ton of features, but it's good enough for somebody, especially like myself, who's new to this. And then here is basically just what the screen looks like. So now I'm just going to upload a couple different videos of me playing just Battlefield 2042. That's a AAA game, and it demands a lot. As you know, it's been a kind of a shoddy release, but still a fun game in my opinion. And it definitely has this computer running at higher temps, and it still runs really well. I've actually yet to have that game crash on me, or really any games for that matter. So, before we head into that, I just want to say that I would highly recommend this computer, and really most all MSI computers, just based off my experience with this one. It's performed well. I have not had any issues with it. I'm definitely excited about it. Now, the only thing I haven't had experience with is their customer service, which again, I was very nervous about, because the reviews are okay. They're okay. So there's a lot of reviews of non-responsiveness, or just takes a long time to respond. So hopefully I don't have to deal with that. And if I do, they've gotten better, or that is not true. But personally, I have not had experience with that. And I think that's a big consideration to take when you're buying something as expensive as a gaming laptop. Okay. But with all that said, I definitely recommend this laptop for anyone that's a casual or even a hardcore PC gamer, because this thing can support just about everything I've used it for, gaming wise. I don't do a lot of video editing. As you can tell, I don't have a lot of videos. So again, just something to consider, but very, very good laptop. So I'm going to upload a couple clips of this playing games, and they're all going to be at high levels, graphics wise, and you guys can make a judgment from there. Thanks. Bye.
Our charges have been disabled by the enemy. Explosives armed. Shoot any tango who gets near them. Bravo is destroyed. Good work. The charge is planted. Make sure they detonate.